National Air Races are, and have been for 15 years, the supreme proving ground for aeronautical development. Here, pilots from everywhere come to present their contributions to aviation. Yet, there is more to be accomplished, not only in the development of the airplane, but to broaden the sympathies of the American people to the manifold advantages of air transportation. The National Air Races at Cleveland are the outstanding air classic of the world. Every strut, every inch of fabric and metal, every bearing and every nerve. Violation of all laws of gravity and engineering science. Cruel, grueling, dangerous. This marvelous display of pilots and planes calling for speed, endurance, and split-second control is only one step in the fast tempo of performance in aviation. Since the first flight of the Wright brothers at Kitty Hawk, aviation has stepped forward with the proverbial 7-league boots. See this spectacle that makes necessary a new conception of space and time. Excitement, hustle and bustle, human curiosity is aroused at this assembly of top-flight pilots and planes. This little plane of moth-like proportions is typical of the fast racing planes being built by their owner pilots. Here's the Army's fast Boeing pursuit plane, capable of better than 200 miles per hour and flown by the crack pilots of the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. This unusual-looking craft is a Seversky amphibian, equally at home on land or water. The Upper Cubernelli. This plane is being groomed for around-the-world non-stop flight. The Curtiss Condor, used in military and commercial aviation. The Douglas Transport is another of the same type, capable of carrying 20 passengers. The Autogyro, the only wingless plane in existence. The lifting force is created by the large vanes on top, the forward motion by the propeller. Watch this, a perfect three-point landing. Now, as it taxis across the field, note its peculiar construction. And here we see the famous Ole Miss, which holds the world's endurance record of better than 27 days. The world's inverted flight champion, Milo Burcham, performs in his Boeing pursuit plane. Milo Burcham is one of America's top-notch cloud rippers. Now, Captain Dick Grenier, Canadian war ace, in his Curtiss Jr., presenting his interpretation of how not to fly. It takes dexterity to the nth degree to put on a show like this. I wish he'd be more careful with that plane. Well, he got it down close to the ground at least. Harold Johnson is at the controls of this giant tri-motor Ford, weighing better than 6 tons. This is a standard passenger plane and not a stunt buggy, and all his maneuvers are executed within 500 feet of the ground. He has something in store for us, for Harold is right at home with this mammoth plane, and he will give it the works in just a second now. A tailspin. Well, you just wouldn't believe it, but there it is. Believe me, I'm tickled that I'm just watching, but you can't do it again, Mr. Johnson. He must have heard me, for there he is right back at it again. This man must not have a nerve in his body, or he just wouldn't be doing those stunts up there with that flying boxcar. Right out of the picture and into a loop. What else will this plane do? After the last 2 maneuvers, I'm sure I wouldn't know. Well, it's a barrel roll. Going into this, the plane travels at approximately 80 miles per hour, just barely crawling along. Look at this. 6 tons under perfect control. Well done, Mr. Johnson and this Ohio plane. One of the big attractions at the National Air Races is the formation flying by the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. Here they are, filling their planes with gasoline before going upstairs, as the pilots speak of the plane above the ground. It is one of the rare sights of a lifetime to watch these maneuvers. Here they come down the field in perfect order. Formation flying is extremely difficult, for you must watch not only your own plane, but the plane in front and to your side. It requires technique, skill, and constant practice to execute these maneuvers. Now lining out into the letters AF, signifying that these men are flying for the Air Force of the United States. Now back again, silhouetted against the sky in two perfect lines, truly a wonderful sight. The lines are breaking up at a radio command and are set for the next formation. Down across the field again, they somewhat resemble wild geese in flight. Perhaps this formation developed from nature. Surely the men in the cockpits have a feeling of satisfaction in these tactical maneuvers. Watch this closely and notice the planes in front dropping out and down into one line of follow the leader. Aeronautically, this is called the Lufberry Circle, but it's not as easy as it looks, for as these planes circle and zoom in that long line, the air becomes churned and mighty bumpy, requiring careful handling of the controls in order to stay in position. Round and round they go in an ever-dizzy circle. In addition to holding his position, each man is constantly fighting the propeller wash or slipstream of the plane ahead of him, with perhaps an occasional thought for what his own slipstream is doing to the man behind. Down, down they come. The men on the flying trapeze pass in review. A beautiful exhibition of flying in formation, the fleur-de-lis. Technically, it's a half loop with an Immelman turn on top. And as these pilots go up and over, it makes a truly remarkable sight and one that calls for admiration. En masse again, and as they come across the field, we see the lines of attacking planes approaching. The planes in the center are the enemy, intent on laying their eggs, and there they go. A grand show. The pylon polishers, the men to whom the symphony of speed is the song of life, grinding out every ounce of energy, every flying trick known to put their pet, their baby out in front. Racing is the testing arena for the labors and hopes of the serious-minded aeronautical men of America and the world. They pit their creations against the best, hoping that they have the edge on speed and endurance. Aviation owes a lot to the men flying these little insects up there striving for advantage, ripping the clouds apart in their dash for speed. And the parachute jumpers are here. Another one of the things I'd rather watch than do. But don't they make a wonderful sight as they come billowing down? And when they land, a down pillow would be a handy thing to have around. Oh, I'm sorry, that just slipped out. But on second thought, it's not a bad idea. The goal of this little game is to land in the circle. Dropping out of a plane way upstairs and trusting to the winds of the heavens to please help you go straight to the mark is betting a long shot. The girls and boys who do this say it's great sport. What's this one going to do? Plop right into the tank. Now Clem Son, the batwing boy. Open that chute, Clem. He did. Thanks a lot. Now come on down and land like a good boy. Somehow I don't like to see him do this stunt. It makes the cold chills run up and down the old backbone. An unexpected visit from out of the blue. Perhaps just paying a return visit to some friends in the stands. The Thompson Trophy race. Here, skill and the fates bargain for supremacy. 150 miles of coaxing for every atom of speed. Still more, striving for position, to be in the money, for that satisfaction that comes with achievement. For automobiles, it's the Indianapolis 500-mile race. For airplanes, it's Cleveland and the Thompson Trophy race. Meet Mr. Mulligan, the winner of the race, a neat, trim plane. Also, Harold Newman, Mr. Mulligan's pilot. With a rush of speed and a trail of smoke, we bring a panorama of aerial achievement to a close. We hope you have enjoyed every minute of it.